Toy Story wasn't just about toys. It was about us, our childhood, our fear of change, and the quiet hope that the things we love never truly leave us. Beneath its wonder was something timeless, the story of growing up.
Welcome back to our channel. So, what do we do here? Pop culture philosophy. And what does that mean?
Yeah, welcome back to our channel, Pop Culture Philosophy. That just means we are two pretentious nerds that like to take a deeper dive into the art that we love, whether that's music, movies, TV shows, or anime. Today it's movies. Today it's Beyond the Magic Kingdom, where we go deep into Disney Pixar films that have impacted our life and have impacted our culture. Today, what are we doing? We're doing the greatest Disney Pixar film ever created by humanity, and will go down in history as humanity's only great accomplishment.
Only
Toy Story 4. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Toy Story, the OG, the original Disney Pixar film. The film that started it all off for everybody. You know, a big part of everyone's childhood and a big part of everyone's adulthood as well. So, let's just get on to it. What are your initial thoughts on this grand master of a film?
Initial thoughts. This film is very well loved. It has a 100% critic rating in Rotten Tomatoes and a 92% audience rating.
92 is still low. For an audience rating, that's insane.
I know. I know. But I really love it. Like, watching Toy Story, it just really reminded me of your childhood, you know? It's like, where, like, for me, it's like just being in your room, playing with your toys, just the simple times of being alone in your room, playing with all your toys, being in your own world. But at the same time, when I was watching it now in this age, it just kind of reminded me of the growing pains of getting older, because the perfect thing about Toy Story, all of the Toy Story film, is that, especially Toy Story, watching it now, I see that there is, like, you know, there's a part for the children and there's also a part for the adults. So now, like, watching Toy Story, I can actually see that the growing pains of growing up, you know, where you're so, like, in the beginning, you're so confident of yourself. And then afterwards, like, as you grow older, you become so unsure, you become insecure, anxieties come up, depression comes up. And so, like, you're not sure about yourself. There's just so many, like, uncomfortable growing pains in Toy Story now that I'm watching it again in this age. And it's beautiful to see, but at the same time, I'm thinking, like, I don't miss those. But I love it. I love Toy Story. I'm so happy to have rewatched it. Toy Story is not one of my favorites. It's his favorites, like, trilogy. He loves Toy Story, although it's not really a trilogy at this point, but he thinks of it as a trilogy because the first 3 Toy Story is just perfect.
It's a perfect story.
It is. I just love rewatching it now because I just remember watching this when I was a kid, and now rewatching it, I can see it in a different lens, and I can see how much of a masterpiece Toy Story really is.
Yes, Toy Story, just one of the most grandest films. A big film that impacted not only my childhood, but honestly has impacted many millennial kids' childhood. It's just the film that started it all off. You know, it's it's the very first full-length CG film by Pixar, and it's what put Pixar on the map. You know, when that movie came out, it was revolutionary, and even as a kid, you knew that something special was about that movie. I don't know what it was. It just captured everyone's childhood at the time. It captured, like, the magic and the nostalgic lens of playing with your toys in your room, just building and having adventures with your friends that were the toys. And it's just a movie that, even as time goes on, you watch it, it never gets old, it never gets boring, it never gets dated. It's just a movie that sticks with you. You know, it sticks with your heart, it sticks with your soul, and it's a movie that's very generational, you know. I watched it as a kid, and now we have a kid, and now our child is watching it, and he loves it. It's such a profound thing that the creators made with this film. It's a very beautiful sentiment to just how well crafted and how much, like, the artist's dreams came alive at the time. You know, back then, Disney, Pixar, or, like, especially Pixar, they had such that hunger, that drive to kind of change not just filmmaking, but to change the culture at hand. Because as I said, when that movie came out, it not only, hit the kids, right? Because kids, when they watch that film, they watch it in a lens of that's them. They are Andy, and they have all their toys, and their toys are their whole world. And you build your adventures, you build your imagination while playing with your toys. But as an adult, even back then, I know the adults could also latch on to what Andy and what the toys were kind of meaning to them as well. Because I would say after 2010, kids are playing less and less with toys, and they're getting more attached to technology. But back then, toys were such a universal moment for everybody. Everybody played with toys. Everybody built their imagination. Everybody played outside. It was just a big thing. So even for adults, they could kind of relive their childhood while watching Toy Story.
Yes, you're right. Like, I think Toy Story really is just a multi-generational film, because I didn't realize that at that time, but when I'm watching Toy Story now, you can just see where the kids can enjoy it and then the adults can enjoy it too. Because in this film, like, now we're going to talk about characters, like their arcs. In this film, like, this is really like Woody and Buzz's arc, like their emotional journey. Although, like, for me as a mom, like, seeing Andy, I actually really appreciate how good of a kid Andy is. And I love, like, how much he loves toys and takes care of them and really just enjoy playing with the toys. I love that. But this is the emotional journey of Woody and Buzz. And to me, when I was a child, I really, like, connected with Woody's character. And now, having rewatched Toy Story 4 and rewatching Toy Story, I love the consistency in Woody's character. How Woody have always, like, put all his identity in being Andy's favorite toy. Like, in Toy Story 4, you really see the crumble when he's not the favorite anymore, and being lost without Andy, not knowing what his path is. And then here in Toy Story, he's still, like, very consistent. Like, he is consistent all throughout. There is a new toy around, and Andy is temporarily having a new favorite. Woody is lost again. He couldn't function. He can't function whenever he's not the favorite of Andy, like whenever there's any type of change in his life surrounding being the favorite toy. And so I love that consistency of Woody. I love the arc that Woody went through here, because it's the arc that I personally attached to when I was younger, where, like, you get jealous. It's basically about sharing, but more importantly, understanding that even if the person you love, the person that is your whole world, love somebody else, or you'll have to, like, share them with somebody else, like, doesn't mean that you're not loved anymore. Either that's a sibling, that's a friend, that's a friend having another friend, or a parent being with somebody new, being with a new partner, and you having to have a new mom or new dad. Like, it's just about understanding that just because you have to share someone's love does not mean you're loved less. And to me, when I was growing up, I really connected with that Woody story. And I think that's what most of us were, like, when we were in that age. And I thought Buzz's, like, arc was kind of stupid. It's like, how do you not know you're not a toy? Like, that's kind of stupid. Like, do you not see that you have to stop moving when people come? It's like, that's really stupid. But then now that I've rewatched this and seeing Buzz's character, I actually relate to him more as an adult now, and it's so beautiful.
When he has, like, his existential crisis.
Oh my god, it's so good. That moment that you see when you see Buzz seeing that all his life he thought, he's an astronaut, he's here to save the world, he has a bigger
Not
purpose.
An astronaut, space ranger.
Oh, he's a space ranger, sorry. He's in an astronaut, like, costume, so I just thought, okay, he's a space ranger, he's there to save the world, he's a protector of the world, he has a bigger purpose, he has to contact the spaceship, the space command. And then when you see him see the truth in the TV of that he's just an action figure, he's a toy,
and it actually says, like, not a real toy, or no, not a flying toy.
Not a flying toy. Like, oh my god, when he saw that moment, all I could think was how we were when we were growing up, which we do it with our son too, where you just fawn over them, tell them they can do anything, basically even how they walk, how they talk is just the greatest thing ever in the world. But then they go out in the real world, we go out in the real world, and then the real world humble us.
Yeah.
We ain't that special. We're not a genius. We're not a prodigy. Only a very few people are like that. And then we realize that we can't do it all. And sometimes because of the real world, anxiety, depression comes in, insecurities comes in, and then we just become Mrs. Nesbit. You know that scene?
Gone! It's all gone. All of it's gone. Bye-bye. Woo, see ya.
What happened to you?
One minute you're defending the whole galaxy, and suddenly you find yourself sucking down Darjeeling with
Marie Antoinette and her little sister. I think you've had enough tea for today. Let's get you out of here, Buzz.
Don't you get it? You see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Snap out of it, Buzz!
I'm sorry. You're right. I am just a little depressed. That's all.
We become the Mrs. Nesbit of the world because we conform to what society wants us to be. Because we get so broken down, like our self-esteem gets broken down. There's just so much anxiety and depression within us. We just don't know what to do, and we just want to conform with the world because it feels easier to do that. We just stop trying to know what we want to be. But then that scene between Buzz and Woody, like, oh my god, such a powerful scene.
I can't help. I can't help anyone.
Well, sure you can, Buzz. You can get me out of here, and then I'll get that rocket off you, and we'll make a break for Andy's house.
Andy's house, Sid's house. What's the difference?
Oh, Buzz, you've had a big fall. You must not be thinking clearly.
No, Woody. For the first time, I am thinking clearly. You were right all along. I'm not a space ranger. I'm just a toy, a stupid, little, insignificant toy.
Whoa, hey, wait a minute. Being a toy is a lot better than being a space ranger.
Yeah, right.
No, it is. Look, over in that house is a kid who thinks you are the greatest, and it's not because you're a space ranger, pal. It's because you're a toy. You are his toy.
But why would Andy want me?
Why would Andy want you? Look at you. You're a Buzz Lightyear. Any other toy would give up his moving parts just to be you. You've got wings. You glow in the dark. You talk. Your helmet does that whoosh thing. You are a cool toy. As a matter of fact, you're too cool. I mean, what chance does a toy like me have against a Buzz Lightyear action figure? All I can do is...
There's a snake in my boots.
Why would Andy ever want to play with me when he's got you? I'm the one that should be strapped to that rocket.
I actually teared up in that scene, not like full on cry, but teared up because it's so true. So what if you're not a space ranger? So what if you're not saving the world? You're a toy who means the world to one little boy.
Yeah.
And it just kind of made me realize, like, because I feel like for me, I love what I do because like I'm a nurse, but the thing is, we get more bad days than good, and it's not always the same. There's never consistency, and it's always just bad. And there's always like a feeling for me that this doesn't feel like enough. This does not feel like this is it, that this is what I want to do in my life. But then when I had my son, our son, pieces like fell into place. It felt like this is what I was meant to do. When Woody and Buzz had that talk, that is just all I felt. I really relate to that. That even though I'm just a mom to this one boy, and he's gonna grow up, he's gonna hate me for sure, and he's gonna blame me for everything. But regardless of that, like, I just know that no matter what, I'm always gonna love him, and no matter what, I'm gonna devote myself to him, you know? And it's just a very special feeling when you find that place where you belong. And now in this age, I relate more to Buzz, and it's just so beautiful what he went through. And I never realized that it's actually so profound what he went through. I just thought before when I first watched this, it's just so funny that he doesn't know that he's a toy. But now, oh my god, I love Buzz. He's my favorite. But I also like Woody too, because Woody is very funny.
Pixar was cooking with this film. There's just so many layers, so many meanings towards this whole entire franchise, especially. But to me, Toy Story is truly Woody's story. You know, Woody has such a beautiful arc from the very first Toy Story up until Toy Story 3, and even to an extent of Toy Story 4, which we did a deep dive on as well. If you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. Have an open mind when you watch it, because, you know, we do praise Toy Story 4 for what it was trying to accomplish, because I think with Woody, especially in this first film, Woody was used to being the absolute favorite, the center of attention, being the favorite toy of Andy. But when Buzz steps in, which kind of is like, just on like a side note, it's kind of cool because it does kind of parallel what happened back in the day. You know, back in the day, like in the 50s and in the 60s, actually basically from like the 40s to the 60s, cowboys were such a huge thing. Like the Western genre was massive. Like every kid, teenager, and adult, you know, wanted to be a cowboy. And then what happened in 1969 when we went to the moon, or not we, but, you know, when America went to the moon, everybody's perception of the culture changed. It was now cowboys aren't cool. The Western genre is not cool. It's all about space. It's all about sci-fi. It's all about cool action and lasers. The new shiny toy was now here. It replaced the Western genre, you know, like the genre kind of broke down in the 70s, which was, you know, and then from the 70s onwards, it was all about space. And that kind of correlates to the film. Woody was the cool guy for the longest time with Andy. And then when he got Buzz Lightyear, you know, with the spaceship and the, you know, like the cool wings, it changed Andy. And I think that kind of correlates a lot to us growing up. Our interest does change. The materialistic things around us, we become saturated to our environment. And it does shape our identity. And it also shaped Woody's identity because he was so used to being exclusive. But as this film kind of carries on, you kind of see that, you know, emotionally, Woody becomes a bit more mature because he starts to understand that Andy and being his favorite toy is not everything. What is making Andy happy. And Buzz is what made him happy at the time. And that's why when he reached out to Buzz and they had that heart-to-heart moment, it was Woody truly understanding that Buzz isn't the bad guy, and that being there for somebody, being there for his child is the most important thing. And all he wanted to do was get back to his friends and back to Andy. It didn't matter if he was going to play, you know, second fiddle. It just mattered to go back because his purpose was to be there for Andy no matter what. And it was to bring back Buzz because his jealousy is what got Buzz and Woody into where they were, you know, separated from their entire world. So this is truly Woody's story, you know, from the start where he's just a cool guy and he's just the man, to kind of falling and also having his own existential crisis of being like, wow, like I'm not Andy's favorite. It's now Buzz. And then he has to mature. He has to realize that. And again, that parallels to just being a kid as well, right? That you're not going to be everyone's favorite, that you're not the center of attention at all times. There is a maturity into growing up and to sharing your heart, sharing your soul, and sharing your life with somebody else, with your friends, family, with your parents. Could also kind of correlate to like if your parents have a new kid. This movie was so profound because it touched on so many things of just
so many levels
of just being a human being. I know the animators and the writers and the director, they're more like they made a film for kids. I understand that it's a Pixar film. It's meant to tell like a story, but you could just tell there was so much more philosophical and deep meanings with this. And like even with Buzz had such a fall, such an existential crisis when he was trying to convince people that he can fly, and Woody's like, you can't fly. Buzz just believed in his heart that he can do it. And when he climbs up the railing and tries to jump out and tries to fly through the open window, and he's almost there and he's almost doing it, and then he falls, that's when it hit him. You know, that's when it hit him that he's not a space ranger, and his whole belief system, his whole everything just collapsed right in front of him, and he fell. That's when like he understood that sometimes your self-perception is not true, and you have to grow from it. And when you fall and you hit rock bottom, it's your turn to like rise up from it and to become who you truly were and truly are and truly can be. And sometimes you think you're going to accomplish something and you're going to be something bigger, and when you don't reach it, that doesn't mean that your purpose is gone, right? Your purpose just may be for something else. And that's why Buzz's story is so beautiful as well. This story is truly a Woody and Buzz story. It's just their friendship grows, and it's just a very beautiful culmination of just this entire franchise. And I can't wait to discuss Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 and go even deeper, because I feel like the films go even deeper and deeper with these films. And I love it. I cannot wait for Toy Story 5. I honestly can't, because the story they're going to tell in Toy Story 5 is very relatable to our society right now.
Yeah.
You know, technology, AI, iPads, phones, they're taking over. And they're not just taking over our life, they're taking over children's lives.
Yeah.
And where does that leave toys? Where does that leave Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang? They symbolize a piece of your childhood that these kids aren't going to truly experience anymore. And that's why it's very beautiful to watch Toy Story 1, and Toy Story 3, just because you still get that drift of the wind of how it used to be. So Toy Story will go down as one of the greatest films. Honestly, not just the greatest Pixar or the greatest animated films. It is on the list of like one of the greatest films, just because of what it means, what it did for the culture, what it did for the zeitgeist, what it did for us as kids, what it's going to do for children moving forward. It was just a big part of everyone's childhood. Dang, this movie's so deep.
That's true. It is though. And I actually just want to add, because you said something about Buzz like flying, right?
Mhm.
Like in the very beginning, he tried to fly, but he had so much confidence. Like he just believed he could fly.
Yeah.
And in a way, he didn't fly, but it almost looked like he flew.
He was
But-
falling with style.
He was falling with style. Yes. But it's because he had belief. He had confidence. He just truly believed. And isn't that true though for most of the part? Right now as adults, we have this perception that's filled with anxieties, insecurity, and reality that we know that's not possible to fly. But as children, like when we actually believe with all of our heart, we could actually do a lot of things. Like when we truly believe. And that makes this movie much more of a masterpiece, because when you truly believe, which is so true, which is real, that when you believe and when you have the confidence and you make yourself believe, you can do anything. You can fly and fall with style. But when that perception is shattered, you just fall. You don't fall with style. You don't even fly at all.
You fall from grace.
You just fall, and you fall flat in your face, broken. And so I love that so much. This just kind of opens my eyes more into a story and makes me really appreciate it more. And of course, just that ending scene.
Reach for the sky.
Huh?
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
What?
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
It's busted.
Who you calling busted, Buster? That's right. I'm talking to you, Sid Phillips. We don't like being blown up, Sid. Or smashed, or ripped apart.
We?
That's right. Your toys. From now on, you must take good care of your toys. Because if you don't, we'll find out, Sid. We toys can see everything.
So play nice.
Oh my god. Like, I love that scene. And to be honest, watching it now, I watch it with our son. He was like freaking, he was like scared. And I don't blame him, because like I was watching it now, I was like, oh my god, I did not believe I wasn't scared of this. This is like scary, like Insidious or something. It was just like, I cannot believe they did that in a children's film. I was like, but I love it. I love that, because like our son is also going through the throwing toys stage, and so watching this film is like, oh my god, I love that scene. I want to just have that scene play over and over to like get him to understand. Do not throw your toys. Play nice with your toys.
So my closing thoughts are, Toy Story is a story about identity, purpose, and adapting to change. using toys to explore deeply human fears and philosophical questions. And what I really like about this as well is at the very end too, that sometimes in life, as we grow older, we start to lose that magic in our life. We stop believing in magic. We stop believing in fairy tales.
Yeah.
But at the end, when they are trying to make it back into the moving truck and they launch up with the rocket, you know, for the first time, magic comes alive when Buzz is flying. And then it's like, wait, you can't fly. And Buzz is saying, I'm not flying, you know, I'm just falling with style or whatever he says. But to me, that's a very profound thing. It's Pixar reminding that, you know, there is still magic in this world. It doesn't matter how old you are, that you can still believe in fairy tales. You can still believe in magic. The world shouldn't take away, you know, your love of this world. It shouldn't take away still believing in something that, you know, you can't really touch, that you can't really taste, but you can feel it. So that's why, to me, the ending of this movie, of them flying, it just means so much more to me, just because as adults, we lose that at times. The world takes that away. Other adults take that away from us. But you got to keep that alive, man, no matter what. You still got to believe in something bigger than yourself. You still got to believe in magic, because there is still magic in this world. And that's why, to me, Toy Story, it's a film for everybody. It's a film for our culture. It's a film that it's so important that this, you know, that people continuously watch this and play it for kids, because kids are starting to lose their belief in magic. Kids are starting to lose their belief in the world, and they're just growing up too quickly. So
I think the technology really makes like the kids grow up quickly.
Yeah. So again, Toy Story, just a phenomenal film, a film that is just so important to our culture, and I absolutely love it. Cannot wait until we discuss Toy Story 2 and then Toy Story 3. That's just,
oh my god, that's gonna break.
That's gonna break us again. But
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts on Toy Story and just Toy Story in general. And are you excited for Toy Story 5? Doesn't seem like a lot of people are kind of excited for it, but you know, I am. I'm excited to revisit these characters. I'm excited to see what story that Pixar wants to tell with technology, because I don't think it's going to solve it. Who knows? But I'm very excited. We'll love to hear you guys' thoughts. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video.
See you.